I've been trying and testing Walmart ice cream. I used to eat Ben and Jerry's many years ago when they did not put RBST, which is growth hormone, in their ice cream, and I liked their peanut butter cup flavor. Well, apparently Ben and Jerry's is completely destroyed. Of course, they're a hypocrite politically. I already know that. I don't agree with their politics. But I did like how they didn't poison the food and the ingredients were better. So, anyways, since I've moved to this new town, I went to the grocery and I was looking for good ice cream to eat. And this is great value. This is not this is not Ben and Jerry's. Well, it turns out that Ben and Jerry's doesn't care about RBST or whatever. They're probably giving the cows vaccines now too. I don't even know. But anyways, they don't care about that anymore. So they got rid of that. They hardly have any organic. And then they just make plant-based. And I guess that's okay, but they're charging a premium, and they got rid of everything that was desirable. Like, they had cleaner ingredients, and they didn't have vaccines in the milk. Like, because you know that when you jab the cow, it goes into their bloodstream. Some of that, trace amounts, do go through into the milk. And that's why you'll have children that are 6 foot tall, because they're getting a lot of growth hormones. Anyways, I don't want that. See, when you're an adult, you don't grow vertically, you grow other ways. Like if you're a man and you get a bunch of female growth hormones, you're not going to be growing in the right places. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, Ben and Jerry's sucks, and they're going to go down. And I did try to order some of their peanut butter cup, though, on DoorDash, just because that tasted well. And then they substituted it, this is like a week or two ago, they substituted it for another flavor that wasn't very good. And then I paid extra for this. You pay more and it doesn't taste as good. It used to be better, it's not anymore. So, I went to Walmart and I can only take with me what will fit into my backpack. So I got 4 of these little mini pints. They're probably smaller than a pint. Well, it says it's a pint. This is less than $2 for a pint of great value ice cream. And there's a reason why it is cheaper. This is the opposite of why I used to buy Ben & Jerry's. Because this ice cream is full of poison and chemicals. They add extra preservatives. They add extra food coloring. They add, it says right here, contains bioengineered ingredients. Let's take a look at this. It says right at the bottom, contains bioengineered ingredients right there. So this is bad. Like, I really think that's a sin, but at least God doesn't say it's an abomination like eating pork. So anyways, look at all of these. Look at how many ingredients are in this. And that's why this is less than $2. Because they're poisoning you, but you can fight back. And we're going to fight back today. So let me read these ingredients real quick. It says milk, cream. Okay, that's fine. Skim milk. Sugar, buttermilk. Blue frosting is corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. Water. Stabilizer. Food starch, modified cellulose gum. Dextrose, coreogen. Gum arabic, citric acid. Tricalcium phosphate. Silicone dioxide. Titanium dioxide for color. Artificial flavor. Citric acid. Blue 1. Whey, corn syrup, confetti candy, sugar, rice flour, cornstarch, palm oil, confectioner's glaze, acacia gum, xanthan gum, natural and artificial flavor, titanium dioxide for color, yellow 5, blue 1, red 1, yellow 6, mono and diglycerides, polysorbate 60, contains 2% or less, so everything else on there is more than 2%. More than 2% of this is polysorbate 60. That is bad. This is giving people cancer and killing them and making them fat, okay? Great Value, Walmart brand, puts the worst ingredients in their food, and they do it on purpose, and they sell it at a discount, because in the past they did get paid by the devil to kill us and make us sick. But that's come to an end, and we know how to fight back. We're not even done yet. Let's see. Less than 2% of artificial flavor. Mono, diglycerides, vegetable gums, carabine gum, that's fine, guar gum, terra gum, coreogen, xanthan gum. These are just like thickeners and stabilizers, so that stuff's fine. Cellulose gel, cellulose gum. Okay, so that's a lot of ingredients. That's a lot of ingredients. To have even the sprinkles in this, you could probably have everything in 10 ingredients. But instead, there's a lot. And they made sure to use, if they have a choice between using something that's natural and using something that's GMO, Great Value, Walmart will put the GMO in. If they have a choice between not putting polysorbate 60 and putting polysorbate in here, they will spend more money to put the poison in here, because the other brands of ice cream, a lot of them have no polysorbate. There's no reason to put that in here unless you want to kill people or make them sick. Actually, they don't die right away. They get cancer later. But you want to make them sick, so they think God doesn't love them. But we know how to fight back, because as a true believer, you know that their poisons will not harm us, and that's only for the believers. And we might have to take some action on that part, as not everything is specified in Scripture. How are the believers not going to be harmed? Because we do see health effects, and some of us do get cancer. Well, there's a way to fight back. And so a lot of these poisons are actually cursed. They're evil spirits and they're spells cast over this food. So the first thing is, before you eat or drink anything, you want to remove any dedications to anything or anyone other than the true living God. And that's any angel, anything, because a lot of the angels were fallen angels too, so you're actually idol worshiping. You want to remove any dedications where you're giving them power, or like essentially kind of worshiping them, but they're tricking us too, so it's not exactly the same as just outright worshiping us or worshiping them. You want to remove any dedications. And you pray over your food, you can just state it. And you have to believe this, but to remove curses and spells from your food. That the food would be allowable, permissible, kosher, halal. Make sure, and you got to say that you got to speak over this food, that I am allowed to eat this food by God. To remove any curses or spells, to remove any dedications. Like, you know how there's Moloch in the Bible? Well, sometimes some of this food is actually dedicated to Moloch, and then it is sitting in your fridge. So just remove the dedication, remove the curses and spells, and you can also state that this food not harm me, that this food be halal, permissible, and acceptable. But more than that, we can actually fight back. Because when someone speaks a curse or spell over you, you can bounce it back. Not just cancel it out or negate it. You can actually return to sender. So I'm going to speak over the poisons in this ice cream today. That any curses or spells in this ice cream be returned to sender. Any poisons that were intended to harm us, any human, good or bad, that those spells, that those curses be returned to sender and magnified. The harm they intended for us will be returned to those responsible for putting them in here. So I didn't really prepare this in advance, but it doesn't need to be fancy. You know, I don't need to be writing an essay here. Just you got to claim it. And you can wipe it out, you can get rid of it, but you can return to sender. All of the poison, all the curses and spells, any evil spirits over this food, I return to sender with interest. They use interest and usury on us, so we have to use that on them. So any Walmart executive that is responsible for putting bioengineered ingredients in the food, all of the harm to our health that has come as a result of this, I return that to you. And remove the cancers and diseases that the people have from consuming your products, and I return that to the people or beings responsible for putting that in your food products in the first place. So I give back your curses and spells. Take them back with interest. You intended to harm us. We are returning that to sender. If you intend for us to die of cancer, that be returned to sender. I'm giving it back. I do not accept this. I will not be harmed by your curses and spells. And actually, these do taste pretty good. But I will say time and time again, I would check the ingredients on like Kroger's, Meijer's. Those aren't good, but they're always better than Great Value. Great Value has the most poisons, the most bioengineered ingredients, extra additives and preservatives that aren't necessary, and they do it and they charge you the least amount of money. What are you saving money for? Because you're going to be paying that. But actually, we can just cancel out their spells if you know how much power you have as a believer of God. And this does taste pretty good. I would suggest just not to even buy it, but, if you do, why don't we fight back? Let's return to sender their disease spells, their curses. If there's little evil spirits hiding in, I don't even know how they do this, but I have heard such a thing. And I know that God will protect us, so we need to start returning to sender. Our food supply, our water has been poisoned. They're adding fluoride in our water. And I reject and rebuke the poisons in my food. I reject and rebuke the poisons in my drinking water. I return to sender to those responsible for putting it in the food and water in the first place. May you get the curses and spells. May you get the diseases with interest. Thanks for watching. God bless you guys. And I will give a review on how these taste later, too.